"You're making a mistake," the manager blurted, his bravado crumbling. "This is all just a misunderstanding." The stranger's calm demeanor didn't waver. "It doesn't seem that way to me," he said quietly. "And I'm not the only one watching." Emma felt a strange mix of fear and hope ripple through her. Whatever was unfolding, it wasn't just about a simple sandwich anymore. It was about exposing the truth. But what truth? And why did it matter so much to this mysterious man? The air was thick with tension as the manager's bravado melted away. His eyes darted nervously between the stranger and Emma, who stood silently, unsure whether to leave or stay. "Look," the manager stammered, forcing a nervous laugh. "I think we've all had enough drama for one night. No need to make this a big deal." The stranger's expression hardened. "It already is." He gestured toward the restaurant's front window. Emma's eyes followed, and her breath caught. A sleek black car idled by the curb, its tinted windows gleaming under the streetlights. A man in a tailored suit stood beside it, speaking into an earpiece. Emma's boss looked pale now, beads of sweat dotting his forehead. I didn't know," he muttered under his breath. The stranger stepped forward, his voice calm but commanding. "You didn't care," he corrected. "But here's the thing. You don't get to treat people like that and walk away without consequences." Emma watched in disbelief as the suited man approached and handed her an envelope with her name on it. "A small token of appreciation for your kindness," he said with a polite nod. Confused, Emma opened it to find several crisp bills and a handwritten note. Asterisk good deeds are never forgotten asterisk. Her former boss stood frozen, mouth agape. The stranger turned back to him with a final warning. "Remember this night," he said firmly. "You'll want to be better next time. Trust me." As the mysterious man disappeared into the night, Emma stood there in awe, heart pounding. She had no idea who the stranger really was. But one thing was certain: kindness, it seemed, had powerful allies. Emma stood under the cold night sky, still processing what had just happened. The weight of the envelope in her hand felt surreal, a reminder that sometimes doing the right thing, even when it costs you, can lead to unexpected rewards. Her former boss lingered by the door, visibly shaken. He offered no apology, just a bitter glare before retreating inside. Emma wasn't sure if he had learned his lesson, but that no longer mattered. What mattered was the reminder that kindness does have power, even when the world tries to snuff it out. As she walked away, the memory of the stranger's calm words stayed with her. Whoever he was, he'd given her hope at a moment when she needed it most. Emma smiled softly to herself. Life would go on, and so would her belief in compassion. Some stories end with regret. Hers, however, ended with gratitude and a renewed faith in the unexpected. The host's expression froze. The tension in the room skyrocketed. Nobody had expected her to flip the narrative so boldly, and now the spotlight was firmly on him. The stakes had just reached a breaking point. The room went completely silent. The host, clearly caught off guard, struggled to regain control of the conversation. His smirk was gone, replaced by a tight-lipped expression that betrayed his discomfort. "Now hold on," he stammered. "I'm just doing my job, asking the tough questions." The businesswoman leaned back, calm and composed, as though she had been waiting for this exact moment. "And I'm just answering them with the truth," she said firmly. "The real question is why you think it's acceptable to tear down people who look like me for simply succeeding." The audience erupted into applause, some even standing as they cheered. The host tried to interject, but his words were drowned out by the overwhelming response. Then came the twist. Just as the noise began to settle, the businesswoman turned directly to the cameras. "And for anyone watching who's ever doubted themselves because of people like this," she said with a steady gaze, "remember this moment. No one gets to define your worth. It was a mic drop moment. The host sat there speechless, realizing he had completely lost control of the narrative. And just like that, the interview that had started as an attempt to humiliate her had turned into a viral, inspiring statement about resilience and strength. As the applause finally died down, the businesswoman took a moment to collect herself. She had come into this interview prepared for hostility, but left having made a statement that resonated far beyond the studio walls. The host, clearly defeated, wrapped up the segment with forced politeness, his usual bravado nowhere to be found. What happened next was nothing short of remarkable. Clips of the interview spread like wildfire across social media, with viewers praising the businesswoman's grace under pressure and fearless clapback. Her words had become a rallying cry for anyone who had faced unfair criticism while pursuing success. In the end, she didn't just defend her business. She became a symbol of strength and dignity. And while the host's attempt to humiliate her faded into irrelevance, her powerful message lived on. Sometimes the best response to adversity is simply standing tall and speaking your truth.